the Raptors did a really good job of denying you and Kawhi the ball and box and one and blitzing pick and roll and just keeping the ball out of your hands a lot. How do you combat that personally when a team is just making sure you don't get to touch the ball too much?
You just rely on your teammates. Teammates pick you up. They're going to take me out the game, take Kawhi out the game. The reason our team is so deep and it's why this team is so deep and we're so great with our depth. We just had a lot of guys that made shots tonight and was able to make plays.
Let's go to Shane Young.
Hey, PG. Watching your pick and roll connection with Zoo this year has been fascinating. And you've had a few really good pick and roll big men throughout your career, whether it was D. West, Roy Hibbert, Steven Adams. I'm curious how your growth with Zoo has felt to you since you joined the team and that dynamic.
The growth's been good. I think it's just, you forget how young Zoo is. He's still young, so he's learning on the fly. And he's going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to get better with him. And I'm going to get better in the pick and rolls. Every team guards it, a little differently. Every coverage is a little different. I think our growth is going to come when we can just read right away how they're guarding the pick and rolls, and we can just execute on the fly.
Thanks. Go over to Helene.
Hi. Just curious, your next game coming up is against the Lakers. The way the standings are right now, it's a 3-6, and you would meet in the round. Do you think about that at all, or is there still too many moving parts and things could change before the season ends?
Yeah, it's too much going on. It's too much going on. It's still 6 games left. We're still trying to move up, regardless of what the Lakers are doing. We're worried about us and where we can position. It's not like we're complacent where we're at. So it's too much going on.
Andrew, you can go ahead.
Paul, obviously Ty said these next 2 weeks, there's going to be a process of experimenting with lineups to see what works best. But even in this kind of first game back with the roster pretty much entirely healthy with Pat back, did you see any sort of shades of the team that had been playing when Pat was healthy before the knee injury? Do you see any kind of shades of the old roster that was really clicking after the All-Star break?
Yeah, there were flashes of it. But Pat first game back, he's going to get his rhythm, his timing, just with our group, where he can make his mark defensively. I thought offensively he was great. Defensively he was great, but you can tell it's just getting his feet back under him and just getting into the flow of things. But I thought, outside of just our energy to start the game and throughout the game, I thought, our energy could have just been a little higher. But, I thought defensively we made it tough on them. They made some big shots. They made some big plays. We had some, sloppy possessions, but, I thought we looked good as a group.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay. We'll go to Tomer.
Hey, Paul, bit of a two-parter here. You guys had Pat Bev, Rondo, and DeMarcus on the court today. That's a hell of a feisty lineup there. What did you think of them out there?
Yeah, it's great. It's a tough group right there. That's a battle-tested group. They look great out there together.
Do you have any? Obviously, you and Ty and Kawhi all talk, but input on in terms of lineups that you want to try working with and guys you want to try playing with on the court? Or how does that conversation work with Ty? That's T. Lue decision. Obviously he'll let us know what's going on lineup-wise, but he puts the lineups together, and we roll with it. Got it. Thank you.
Thanks. Go to Law.
Boss, you guys are just missing really one core piece of the group. You mentioned early in the season having Serge was going to be something that opens things up for you. You've never really played with a pick and pop 5 before this season, and obviously he hasn't been around on the court for 2 months. off the court, how has he been supporting you specifically as well as the team? And how do you feel like he's getting closer in terms of returning on the court for this team?
He's just still staying involved. He's still communicating with the group. He's still engaged with the games. And he's still very much a part of this team. Even when we're on the road and he stays behind to train and rehab, he's still tweeting, texting, our chat, and, kind of letting us know he's still supporting, he's still there for us. He's still communicating with us. So, we're not rushing him. We understand the severity of the injury and his rehab. We're with him when he's available and when he's ready to go. We support him through this whole process.
Thanks. We got two more for you. Go to Cam.
Hey, PG, I like how you're leaning into these cornrows, Chief. Good work out of you. Hey, what do you, in your opinion, what do you guys need to kind of shore up as you move into the final games of the season? What would you like to see the team improve upon?
I think just our approach. I think, can just be a little better. And that's about it. We got, that alone take care of everything else in our team. We have an unbelievable team. But I think we just got to, start games off better. And, we start games off better, that'll carry over throughout the whole game.
When you say approach, are you talking being more aggressive, being more locked in? What exactly do you mean by approach?
Yeah, I think just aggressive, aggressive on our offense and defense. I think we can be the team that, was in the air and just tip off, that we just can just intimidate a team just with, our pressure, our intensity, our personnel, and just take teams right out from jump.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks. And the last one, take from Farbot.
Hey, PG, sorry if the internet's a little bad over here. You got the gaming community talking a bit today with your new PG5, PS5 shoes. How cool was it for you to get those shoes, and, what was that process like?
Yeah, it's awesome, to be on my fifth shoe and still have the partnership with Nike and PlayStation. It's still unbelievable, just on the fact alone that the PG2s is what got us to this point here, to have another, collaboration. So it's awesome that they did so well. We made the PG2s, then we did 3 colors in the PG 2.5s. And here we are, hopefully it's an ongoing relationship, and it just becomes a staple colorway for my line down the road.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great night.